Good evening, my friends. It's Saturday night once again. Welcome back to ROM Hack Races. I think you know what time it is. How are y'all doing? Hey, how's it going? I hope you're all feeling well tonight. Get ready for some fun. We've got an excellent level, of course, as usual. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was just got here in the nick of time, but it's week 242. It is what's in that shell, and we're all about to find out together. The maker, l337f00l. And this was, of course, as you know, rated by our testers. If you have no idea what you're in for, this is ROM Hack Races. Of course, we got a fresh new level every Saturday night, and the racers have no idea what they're in for. It's going to take all their wits and skill and improvisation. The testers, they do know what the racers are in for. They tested and rated this level ahead of time for us. This week, we had some really good help from Fen, Underway, myself, Mythrillionaire, RB Pimlico, Sulfur X, and Walking Eye. And really good stuff. I hope you're ready to go. Wait, what else? There's so many things I want to say. I've been playing pinball all afternoon. I literally just ran up here oh yeah, the race starts in 15 minutes. I gotta go. So let me get my head into Super Mario World Zone. These racers have been practicing all day, I guess, because we had the announcement. The ratings tonight: execution 6 out of 10 difficulty, complexity 5 out of 10, 2 sections rated 5 length, and the racers, which were trying a new thing with this, the racers were told maybe brush up on some shell. We're using little tech markers to try to give people a better idea of what they're in for without spoiling the surprises, you know what I mean? So the racers have been brushing up on their shell tech, and I think we are going to get to see a cool race tonight. We've got 4 excellent players on screen tonight. You Fail Me, B2DE, Shovda, and Nick Dude, N7. You Fail Me in the upper left-hand corner, looking for a 4 streak, but anybody could get it, and you're about to see some really strong racers. There are 15 in total signed up, and we've got some fantastic folks who are watching all the other streams, scouting, and letting us know if anybody takes the lead and who we should swap in. So hopefully we get to see everybody's clears. Shoutouts to our scouts tonight, of course. What's Up Dot, Captain Blueprint, Dr. No, and Star-Lord, as well as Fen doing scouting and restreaming tonight so everybody can see it. I'm Glitch, you know that, and I'm here hanging out too. But the racers are the real stars here, and we got 15 signups tonight. B2, Ender of Games, First Name Buddy, Germdove, Jank Pickle, Louis Duce, Max Takeover, Nick Dude, Revelug, Ricardo DeMello, Rote Games, Shovda, Steel Rain Gaming, welcome in, You Fail Me, and Yuri Densetsu tonight. So I hope you're all ready for some fun. If you have any questions or anything about Mario World mechanics, Kaizo, or anything, feel free to shout it out in chat. I will be giving out the play-by-play and hopefully explaining the mechanics and stuff along the way. There's some fun stuff to talk about tonight. I know what we got to see, but I won't spoil anything ahead of time. If you want to learn a little bit more, go over to romhackraces.com. You can download this patch or any of the other patches for any of the other levels we've raced. Jump on the Discord server if you want to hang out and talk shop with us, or maybe even grab that ROM Hack Races base ROM from Ampersam and the ROM Hack Races tech crew. Really cool stuff for hacking resources, and man, it's so powerful. It has so much stuff in there if you want to make hacks, play hacks, or just talk about them. That's the ROM Hack Races Discord. How are you? How are you all feeling? Oh, and of course we got Kelgan. I have to say thanks to Kelgan, always on the tech, helping us out with the bot and literally everything. If it's got ROM Hack Races tech, you know Kelgan is on it. And there are some other things I want to let you know about, but right now it's time to race. So put your favorite hype emote in chat, or put some of those brand new ROM Hack Races emotes from Borgy Man. Show your pride in whatever style befits you. And let's get ready to roll. Week 242. What's in that shell from l337f00l? So shells with numbers have different things in them. Shells with no numbers are normal. And we are off here. All right, now shell tech. Ahaha. Shell tech with a twist. B2 in the upper right, really getting the hang of this. You Fail Me as well. Shells have little prizes in them, yay! It's like one of those little machines, you know, at the arcade, and you put a coin in, you get a prize. Looks like Shovda getting some green beans, lower left-hand corner, making some big progress, and B2 already. So yeah, here we go. We're gonna combo shell tech with little prizes. So remember, as we were told, numbered shells will have prizes, and not numbered shells won't. Look out, B2. Wow, that was quite a read, and You Fail Me too. So this is some fast moving action, and these racers are very good. I was wondering what was going to happen here. Shovda in the lower left, getting through those chucks and to this red shell. Shovda and B2 have been to this part already. So some pretty standard so far. You're seeing some off the wall shell jumps, jumping up and throwing the shell under your feet to get a bounce off of it, and also the sort of a nudge where the shell is positioned just so away from a wall that nudging it toward the wall will kind of like feed it underneath your feet. You call it like a rebound or a nudge. I don't really know. There's no formal name for that. Yo, B2, wow, dodging on that disco. So we've got the disco shell. And, if you stuck your nose in Kaizo at any point, you might be familiar with this enemy. Disco Shell with its wedge-shaped hitbox. Normally it just rolls along the ground, but here there's a custom winged one. And that is especially difficult because the racers have to get under that ceiling of spikes. And so that means locking in to a horizontal movement on the Disco Shell without messing up. But you fail me trying to not mess up in the upper left here. Could we get it? There's the door. Nicely done. And you fail me's moving on. Now, could we see it? You fail me working on the streak. You fail me, what's it be? A 4 streak, I think, would be if you fail me could get this. But Shovda, B2, Nyx, and many others not far behind. Trust me, 2 minutes here. These are all really, really talented players. So, Fishing Boo. Fishing Boo and everyone's favorite, which we don't really see in ROM hack races that much, have we? Motor skills. We got motor skills in the second half, and this is not a vanilla mechanic or something that was inherent to the original game. Wasn't part of it. But here you can change what type of jump you're doing in midair. Some enemies can be killed by a spin, or will kill you if you're not spinning. And look at this from You Fail Me. What in the world? I thought I had time to explain motor skills, but You Fail Me has other plans for this section, making huge progress. Now, this is something that, experienced players will be pretty familiar with, and being able to sight read a motor skills section is no small feat, but I think You Fail Me has some experience with this. Some enemies will kill you if you're not spinning when you land on them. Fishing Boo, for example, or Spinies. Mario's spin is a little bit more powerful than the regular jump, and you need to switch jump types in midair. That's the idea. You've launched off something, and now your only landing is something that requires you to have a different jump type on at that point. So you switch. Now that's a vanilla, or not a vanilla thing. Comes from Morsel. Morsel making motor skills from a KLDC, some level design contest a while ago. Yo, Revelug. Ooh, looking for that drop. Nice try, though. Yeah, from whatever year. We got Roke Games in the lower right. B2. Revelug, You Fail Me, though. Still trying to navigate. I like that this level is centered around enemies that are difficult to surf on. Fishing Boo here for You Fail Me, and Roke and Revelug and B2 all dealing with the Disco Shell. You Fail Me, though. Here, check that upper left. You Fail Me on a new section, and this would be a sight read. They haven't gotten past here yet, but look at this nice. Wow, they're just reading that so cleanly. Very good control over Fishing Boo. Oh, that was a little unexpected. "2015 were motor skills not a thing?" Did the tech exist? That's actually Doc. Maybe Doc knows the answer to that. Because I was going to say no, that was invented at that moment. But there were other levels that created the gimmick of you must spin, you must not spin, kind of red light, green light. But they did it in other ways, using water in particular. So if you're spinning and you move through water, you reset. Yo, B2. Oof. I thought that was going to be it. So we're checking You Fail Me here, but take a look at the other racers. B2, Revelug, and Roke here. Dealing with some stuff in the first section, is in particular that drop at the very end. You're seeing the rebound off the wall where they nudge the shell and it bounces. They're sort of setting up that same thing at the end, only they're doing it, you could say, manually. They hold the shell, drop it, and then nudge it. Here we go. Man, Revelug. And that's a very tricky thing to do, actually. You're dropping the shell into your feet. and then nudging it to get it moving. It bounces off the wall, you get it under your feet. But now as soon as you jump on it, it turns into a disco with that wedge-shaped hitbox. And so now you'd have to do, like, these players are doing what I would call a lock-in. I don't know if that makes any sense. I hope it does. Maybe I can explain myself. The disco shell is moving in the same direction as you. Disco is one of these weird, magical things about SMW that you really have to feel for yourself. It's hard to describe verbally the way disco shells even work, but you're bouncing on a wedge. It's a mountain peak shape. And so whichever side you land on, it's going to kick you off more in that direction, right? Add to that the fact that the disco shell wants to move toward you. But if you're more than halfway to the right or left of center, it's just going to chase you continuously in that direction, right? You're the carrot, and the disco shell is the stick, right? You know that. Wait, who's the carrot and who's the stick? You're the carrot, and the disco shell is the dog that's chasing carrot on the stick, right? But it can't get to you because you're always locked into the right. Getting into that situation is a sleight of hand trick. And it's a trick of moving in the same direction as the disco shell and then landing on it at an angle, but doing that smoothly. And if you watch the racers, you'll see them do that lock-in. That's what I'm referring to. It's like you're locking into that position, and you're just sliding. And once you've done that really well, you can almost even take your hand off the controller. You're just kind of locked in. You will kind of bounce out at a certain point, but see how, like, okay, I mean, I don't want to use anyone as a bad example. Everyone is doing very well. But even like just watch anyone try to get that landing, even at the very start here, and they might bobble a little bit, and they're trying to move to the right, but instead they bounce left and they bounce right. That's because it's very difficult to lock onto the extreme right-hand side of the disco shell. Am I making sense? And it's hard to do that because of the wedge shape and because it's trying to compensate for your motion. I hope that makes sense. It's one of those things you gotta feel it to believe it. You feel me here, still getting, still trying the best. This is interesting too for you, fail me, because just like the disco shell, the fishing boo is also tracking your motion. If you move to the right, it's gonna follow you. If you move left, it's gonna track you. But unlike the disco shell's wedge-shaped hitbox, the fishing boo moves up and down. On a little sine wave, and if you watch it, it's moving left to right, but it also moves up and down on a knowable duration. Let's go Revolug. Here we go. Revolug in the lower left. Could we get the door? Let's do it. Nicely done. All right, now we're tied up here. See? Sub 10 minutes. Revolug moving on, and this is a chance for see what happens here. And it's consistency and one-shots. Can You Fail Me be more consistent at what they've learned and get tries at the new stuff, or can Revolug get those one shots, sight read an obstacle when they need to? No lead is safe. Oh, but could it be? You fail me, watch out. Upper left-hand corner. Look out. Oh, geez, what? Oh, for real? Ha 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 ha. Oh, I see. Oh, I see how it is. Well, you know what? All right, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool way to get a 4 streak. I think that is for You Fail Me. That's a pretty swag way to get a 4 in a row. 4 ROM hack races, weeks in a row for You Fail Me. Really well done. Nice style. Very nice style. Doing the midair. So that was a fake out. You didn't actually have to, could just go and just jump on those blocks. But You Fail Me did it the cool way. That was pretty alright. It's pretty cool with me. We got Revolug here looking for this second place. We got B2, Shovda, and Roke Games. That don't hesitate. Don't go nowhere, cause 10 minutes for this level is really fast. Don't be fooled. You're seeing really solid players play against other really talented players. It's the good versus the really good versus the really also good. That was a really strong first half. Yeah, I completely agree. You Fail Me really came out running in that first half and got some of these disco lock-in kind of maneuvers quickly. and I think that lead really helped out a lot. B2, upper right. Let's go for the door. Nicely done. Yo, 3 for 3 on that door. And B2 is going to join r00l on the second half. Hey, if you're hanging out in chat and you think this is pretty fun, you want to try it out for yourself, I don't blame you. Who wouldn't? Go check out romhackraces.com. You can download the patch right now. And yo, let's hear it. Yeah, yo, big please put some hype in chat. Put some new RomHack Races emotes in chat for Elite Fool. Really good job tonight. This was really fun. I had a fun little surprise when I played this. Like, oh, cool shell level. Oh, what? The shells have stuff in them? I like this concept. It's making for a cool level and having some fun tonight. Yo, let's go. Here's a name I like to see. Ricardo de Mello coming in hot in the lower right-hand corner. Making it go for... This is still second. We're looking for the podium right now. Shoved up B2, r00l, Ricardo. I hope you're all having a really chill Saturday. Thanks for being a part of this all. ROM hacking shenanigans. Whoa, yo, B2. So this is kind of cool. That turn back there, Ricardo going for it. There's a little coin I think is trying to show something about that obstacle, because where you land on the shell obviously determines where the fishing boo gets created. So you want to make sure that is going to be positioned right, because the fishing boo does move up and down a little bit, but only a little bit. It's never going to go off that. You could honestly think of the fishing boo as like moving on a sine wave, like because that's the mathematical term I want there, right? It moves up and down on a nice curve. That's a sine wave, right? I have like, I slept through a lot of like 12th grade sine wave class, but but I think I got the terminology right. Oh, it could be. Oh, yeah, it's true. It could be a cosine wave. You know, I had to do one of those for a loan one time. They take you in the back of in the bank. You know, they take you in the back, and they're like, "Well, you have to cosine." I'm like, "Okay, I know how to do that." Like, no, you have to cosine wave. And I had to like study from the manual and do this whole secret ritual. It was pretty far out there. Boo! Boo yourself. Who's the announcer here? No, it's, you know what? I deserve that. Got that. What? No, you got me. You got me. You know who doesn't get booed though? B2, r00l, Ricardo here, going for it. Y'all are fun. Ooh. Watching Shovda trying to get that disco lock in. Watch for the ones. Also too, I want to say, yeah, where's my mindset? Legendary Leslie, Super Mike, thank you both very much for your support, for the bits and the gift subs. All your support goes right back into the RomHack Races community. Helps us do this server cost and some new emotes. Check that out on FFZ right now. Those are on FFZ for everybody right now. We got some brand new emotes from Borgy Man. You'll know Borgy Man, Luminescence, and the RomHack Races race at GDQ. We got a shirt. We got shirts. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. Holy crap! Let me look at my cheat sheet here. We got new shirts and new emotes. You can check them out right now in chat while using the emotes, or you can go to the shop.romhack races store and get yourself a fancy new RomHack Races shirt. And you might want to wear that, because, you know, GDQ is coming up pretty soon. We will be on hiatus. That's June 3rd. We'll actually be taking a hiatus week because a lot of people are going to be there hanging out. Because Shovda is going to be going for it. Let's go. Upper left-hand corner. Nice! Everybody getting in that door. Nicely done, Shovda. Contenders. All right, contenders one and all. We're looking for a second place right now. Everybody on your screen on the second of 2 sections here. Stuff comes out of the shells, so watch it back. Thanks, Nerdy Nikki, for the sub. But yeah, a little bit of a hiatus week for GDQ. Although I heard there was some RomHack Races fun to be had at GDQ, so I'm sure folks either watching or attending will want to be sporting one of those classy new ROM Hack Races shirts, of course. Revelug, yo, nice looking run here. We really don't see motor skills that much in a ROM Hack Races level. It's kind of cool. You don't really I don't know, we don't see it that much for as much as you see it in hacks. B2. That's a really good position for that fishing boo. B2 in the upper right. Ooh, wow. Nice. Ooh. Really tricky. So just like the disco shell, the fishing boo, it's hard to get the fishing boo to stay beneath you, right? Like when the racers are hanging out, you Fail Me did a great job with that on their clear. You're moving to the right, and so the fishing boo wants to follow you, right? And then you want to slow down. And when you do, the fishing boo is going to try to compensate. And if you go too far left of center, now it's going to move back to the left. And so you're wobbling all the time trying to get it to stay put. It is a really good trick, not only when you're practicing fishing boo surfing to practice moving forward like this. You know, in general, you're doing that, yeah. But practice slowing down, too. Practice bringing the fishing boo to a stop. Like, you are, how do I put this? A bull rider. Like, you know what I mean? Fishing boo, whoa there, fishing boo. You know, you have to tell fishing boo what to do. They are your mighty steed. Look out, Revelug. Lower left-hand corner, let's go. Oh, yeah. Woo. Uh-oh. Ah, so close. Ah, Revelug, all right. All right. Off-stream H, Louis Duce coming up for that second place, and Revelug, or second checkpoint section rather, Revelug taking the second place. Nice job. I understand the desire not to go for the midair. This is a race after all. No shade on that. Remember that the cool points are extra, not required. Louis Duce here in the lower left. Shoved a B2 Ricardo too. It's shoved a B2 and Ricardo 2, and me and you. That was dumb also. My jokes are not hitting tonight. I'm trying, but yeah, sometimes, you know, just have an off night. I want to give a little special shout out, and this is a little behind the scenes peek of what we're doing. So every week we test these levels, right? Like tonight when we're done here, B2, yo, look out, upper right, looking to be done here. Nice. B2, are you gonna do it? Ah, good try, good try. Oh, they thought about it. I like that. You can see the body language. They thought about it. They're like, do I want to go? Nah. Jank Pickle, look out in the lower left. Ooh, too low. They thought for a second. That was funny. Like, do I want it? Nah. Oh man, that was funny. Where was I? Wait, I was saying something and then I got caught up in the moment. Well, it probably wasn't important. It might have been important. I was saying something and then it was all exciting. Oh well. Hey, how are you? Shoved a Germ Dove, Jank Pickle Ricardo here. Good podium though. Oh yeah. Thank you, Sulfur-X. Yeah, I appreciate that. Actually, this was important. Excuse me. This was important. Quick little peek behind the scenes here. I wanted to give shout outs. All the testers do a great job this week. Every week. And you know, we work on it throughout the week and get the level, you know, polished up, ready to go. The makers are really killing it though anyway. But I wanted to give a shout out specifically to Underway, who had a cool fix for something here. When we were testing this, I and some others discovered that where the fishing boo poofs out of existence here, it was possible to cheese the second half with this. And we pointed out, we're like, you know, look out, like, you know, the fishing boo just, you can take it. There were some baby Yoshis or something, and fishing boo, because it moves up and down, is really tricky to block off, right? It's tough to do that in general. Tough to make sure that nothing would ever get past and the fishing boo couldn't sneak by in some way. So Underway came out with a nice patch that got the fishing boo just right out of existence, right where we need it. And this is a cool little thing, you know, like every week there's folks putting in a lot of time and energy to just make these levels extra cool in ways that sometimes you might not even notice, right? Like, you know, you wouldn't even know that that's what's going on there, or that was kind of a cool thing that got fixed. Don't like wing disco shells, eh? Eh? Maybe they don't like you either. Nah, they don't. They probably do. We have a really kind crew. We have a really kind and wonderful crew. This week's testers again: Fen, Underway, Mithrillionaire, RB Pimlico, Sulfur X, Walking Eye, and me. But I'm always around. We still got a race though. Don't be fooled. 20 minutes for this is solid. This is a tough level. I think personally as a tester, I rated this one a little too low. I wasn't really thinking. It was late at night when I put my ratings in. I was just like, yeah, that's probably right. It takes a whole team. And if you're interested in helping out or being a part of that team, we do have volunteer signups over on romhackraces.com. If you want to make a level, maybe test a level, help out in other ways behind the scenes, there's stuff you can do. That's cool. If you want to, we're there. Before the stream, Revelug, you beat Green Dragon? Yo, GG. Cool. That's awesome. GG. I was working on a new one, but you know, it's been going kind of slowly because I just don't think left-facing drop midair into a quantum jump out of lava is quite as consistent as one might like, and I just can't figure out why. Seriously, I've been sitting trying to work on this silly setup. There's a shell on a 1F0, and you fall onto it and drop midair, right? That shell bounces and falls into some lava, where you then line up a quantum jump out of the lava. And I just, you know, it just is a little bit inconsistent. And 3 or 4 days of trying this have not really yielded more consistency, and I'm getting a little suspicious. Shocked. I'm just shocked at this. Imagine. So there's that. But play more shell hacks. They're fun. They're very, very fun. I'm glad shell hacks are sort of coming into their own. And, you know, more people are checking them out. More people are making them. I like that. Played a bit of Joker Shell. It's pretty good. It's a good one. Shell Tech, I was hanging out in Shovda's chat earlier because I saw she was, a lot of streamers, and Shovda was playing some shell stuff to kind of warm up for the race tonight. And we were talking Shell Tech a little bit. It caused me to think, like, I think the key to Shell Tech that doesn't get talked about maybe is that Shell Tech requires, like, really good positioning, right? You want to be just so far away from the wall. You want to notice that you're falling weirdly a little bit to, like, get yourself on there, onto a shell that's moving or whatever. And, like, you can talk about your regrabs, you can talk about other things. Louis, you can talk about Louis Douce getting the clear. Nicely done, dude. Louis Douce, always entertaining. Little fast. A little fast sometimes. Gotta catch him when I can. Good job, Louis. Jank Pickle hanging in there. Shoved a germ dove Ricardo. But you know, you could talk about your regrabs, you know, is helpful for shell stuff. But really, I think Shell Tech favors a very quick hand on the D-pad. Or maybe some people play hitbox, but let's just, call it a D-pad. The quicker you can, like, left, right, or the quicker you can left and turn around. Louis did the midair. Let's go. Let's go. What a player. What a player that Louis Duce. But and then Louis Duce can do the midair because if you can do a quick left, right, and separate the position you're facing from the direction that you're moving, the faster you are with that, the better you'll be at shells. So really, you can practice all the shell tricks and stuff, but like, just be faster with the D-pad. Just be really, really quick and get good at making those fast, subtle left rights to change your position. I think that's like strongly favored in Shell Tech. And that's absolutely, I agree with that as well. I'm gonna throw in there. Shell tricks have their own sort of geometry that can be tough to feel out if you're not accustomed to it. Totally. Shell Tech is a lot of the angle. When you're look at the first part of this section, for example. We're going up and then we're landing on the bat and we're doing that shell jump with the black shell. You're watching, you kind of just know an invisible angle. You know that you want to be so far away from the wall. It's about 3 blocks. Mario is 1 block wide. A question block is, everything is 1 square. B2, yo, thank you for the raid. How's it going? How's it going? Good job. What's that? 3rd? Nicely done. Nicely done. That was a 3rd. There's so many fast clears. Sometimes I'm like, wait, who got what place? I need to go exclamation leaderboard in chat to check what position everybody got. But yeah, you're watching that invisible angle. You know that you're seeing the negative space. You're noticing that you are 3 negative spaces away from the wall. And then you're looking at the rebound angle, which can actually be different, right? You could do a turn back, you could do a wider shell jump, you could do one that's tighter up to the wall. There kind of isn't just one way to do a shell jump, because what you're really doing is just throwing it under your feet. And there's a variety of angles. It's almost honestly like pool, billiards players or pinball players are kind of favored in this. The way it's gonna bounce off the rail, right? If you're making a bank shot in pool, it's a lot like that. So maybe if you want to get good at Shell Tech, maybe just go play some pool. Like honestly, I know that sounds silly, but it might really help out actually. Is this okay? The truth comes out. There's some very good bucket of wet bees tech to get the little prizes and goodies to pop out of the shell. I like this concept a lot. And it's funny too, because this is deadly. You could do some really drastic stuff with surprise toy pops out of the shell, Do join us in following Bucket of Wet Bees. Really kind of madcap, mad scientist kind of hacker. I like their work. Oh, Bumpities. Oh, good. Because as we know, they hatch out of shells. That's how nature works. I've seen that David Attenborough special. What about like a recursive Koopa? Like there's a Koopa that's like walking around and it has the shell on its back. And then when you pop the Koopa out of the shell and then you bop the shell, inside the shell is another shelled Koopa, and it just repeats all over again. It's just like Koopas all the way down. I like, it's fun to be like a streamer or do the announcing because I just get to sort of speak things into existence, and it's fun. I can say whatever I want whatever cursed Mario idea I just pops into my silly brain, and you know, I'm not going to necessarily do it, but perhaps, you know, someone will take the inspiration and give it a try, and I like that. I like that. Just sort of speak it. There was the Hammer Brothers throwing Hammer Brothers. Yes, that is true. Also, yeah, I agree. Missed opportunity for the fishing boo to be holding a shell that has a fishing boo that was holding a shell that had a fishing boo. Yeah, yeah. This could get wacky. The Hammer Brother that throws Hammer Brothers is so very right to me. I don't. That's one that, like, it's just proper. Like Nintendo should have done it. Yo, Shoved on a good run here in the lower left. Let's go. Ooh, let's go. Shoved it. Upper left. Ooh. Jank Pickle though. Ah. This fishing boost surf. Everybody practiced their shell tech, and they're all ready for the drops and stuff. And uh-oh, it's fishing boo. We're not trying to mislead. Oh, Germ Dove. Oh, that's an interesting thing. Germ Dove got caught in something. So if you have like a cloud of boos, that's a sprite. Like you have one sprite that is generate a cloud of boos on the ceiling that exists all the time. You also have a turn off generators sprite, which is like the on off light switch. It just says get rid of these. If there's a fishing boo on the screen and the turn off generators sprite spawns in, fishing boo has this cool behavior. He just pieces out. He just takes the immediate exit and just like, well, I gotta go, bye, and just pieces off the screen. You can't chase him. You can't even keep up with him. It's pretty interesting, and that's what happened to Germ Dove right there. They got a little bit too far, and fishing boo just decided to be like, nope, see ya. You know, I'm with you there, honestly, Leetful. I'm not very good with graphics either. There's a reason why all of my stuff looks vanilla. It is graphics are a challenge, and people that can do graphics really well are very talented. So don't feel bad about that. You don't need graphics if you have good gameplay. Just look at the Atari 2600. It didn't have either, and that's why we don't remember it. No, I kid. I love Atari. It did have Warlords and Kaboom, and Kool-Aid Man, and the original Star Fox. That's right. Did you know? Star Fox on Atari. It's not Nintendo. It bears no resemblance to original Star Fox. It doesn't have Fox McCloud or Star Wolf or Planet Zeebs or anything. But it is called Star Fox, and it's a game called. It exists. I say this because Star Fox is quite possibly the worst game that I've ever seen or had the experience of playing. It is not. It's not for human consumption. I'm sorry. It's sort of on the level of like sort of a microplastic of a game, you know? Is it good? No. No, it's not. Kool-Aid Man. You can find that on eBay. Kool-Aid Man's not that expensive. That's a 15, 20 bucks, I'd say. No, the thing about Star Fox is you can look it up for yourself on YouTube. There's no gameplay. There's no game. There is some. There's what you might consider gameplay, as in you move an object around on the television screen using a controller. There's a point of light on the screen. We're going all the way back to Odyssey 1 here. Magnavox Odyssey 1. Do you ever actually see how that system plays? It's a point of light. It's just a lit up point on the screen, which you move around. How are there different games, you might ask? Well, that's simple. Just have a clear cellophane mylar overlay that you stick onto the television. That's the game. Otherwise, you're just moving a point of light around, but if you stick the maze overlay on your TV screen, now you're solving an exciting maze. Star Fox is one level above that in that it just doesn't have the overlay. That being said, yes, the Odyssey is pretty fascinating. I'm giving it a rough time here. I'm giving the poor old Magnavox Odyssey 1 a pretty hard time, but it's worth a look if you're into just cool old hardware. Shoved it in the upper left here. Ooch! Trying to get out. Well, you know, I'll tell you what, there's only so much commentary and play-by-play I can do on exactly the same obstacles at exactly the same time, so sometimes I just go off on silly tangents. If anybody has any questions or you'd like to learn more, please feel free to ask. But there's certain points where I'm kind of watching racers get past. Right now, the gatekeeper part here is the on-off switch. Yeah, Jank Pickle, get into that pink on-off switch there. Waiting for that pink on-off switch to show up, and that's the point where, like, okay, now they got a run going on. But yeah, if y'all have questions, please feel free. Ask them up. Go right ahead. I'm just trying to be entertaining. This level was made in October. Wow. Been hanging on to this. Nice. Working ahead. You imagine in 1972 the Odyssey was pretty rad? I don't, actually. I kind of don't. Like, was it really? It's okay. Let me put it this way. Like, sure, like, you know, nobody, like, you know, they hadn't had video games before, but it's not like people in the 70s were like proto cave people that had never, you know, oh, control game on screen, oh, amazing, you know, like they had seen like sci-fi movies and junk, you know what I mean? So just like, I don't know, I would actually be really curious, because quite like I hear people say, oh, I had a Commodore and I loved it as a kid. I had an Odyssey or a Odyssey 2 or a Coleco or an Atari, and everyone has fond memories of that. But honestly, in 30 some odd years in video gaming, me have not ever heard anyone say love Odyssey 1. Boy, love Odyssey. Had it as kid. Play all time. Rather play than modern console. Me not hear this. It's caveman. Yeah, no problem. No problem. We're all right. Kids might like whatever you put in front of them, but they also have short attention spans. And the Odyssey just doesn't necessarily hold that. You know, I mean, even Atari does better at that. I don't know. I wasn't. That was before my time. That was slightly before my time. We had Game of Rock. You smash rock with other rock. Tried to smash largest rock. Grand Champion. 6044 BC. All right, we're here at the third annual rock smashing competition. It looks like last year's champion Og trying to defend the belt. Of course, it's not really a belt, it's more of just a piece of animal hide. That was, yeah, Germ Dove, I saw that. They didn't get the disco shell off. They had to, they got to get the red shell and get that disco out of it, because that's a little prize in there. Hoop and stick. Magical. Pay you many rock for hoop and stick. Yeah, rock really held its own. You know, it was tough times, because like for like the first like 10,000 years, rock was on top. Nothing could beat it, you know. And then paper came along. Yo, Ricardo here, lower right, looking for that good run. Germdove too. Let's see what we got. Now, Germdove wanted to get that consistency. And, oh, geez, look at that. What? No way. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Oh, they're both trying for it. It's Ricardo. It is Ricardo de Mello coming out on top. Wow, let's go. That was awesome. Germdove right behind. Wow, that was right there. Good job. Look at that. Wow, that was super fast. See, and that's what I'm talking about. This dichotomy in these races between consistency and one-shots. What the racers are looking for is consistency, right? The more you can already, you know, there's, call it 7 obstacles in a checkpoint, right? And you get to obstacle 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're dying on number 5. But every time you die, you have to get back through, right? And if you're having trouble on 2 and 3 and 4, you're not going to get as many tries at obstacle number 5. What you want to develop, and what you're seeing as this race goes on, is racers developing that consistency, right? The more tries you get at what you need to learn, the faster that happens, faster you're going to get through. And it's cool to watch those moments of consistency crystallize. You know, you're hanging out, right? And it's like 40 minutes. That's a good time for this level, honestly. Like 2 hours is a good time for this level. But you're hanging out. Racers, they die, and then suddenly they get 1 life that makes it to the checkpoint. Suddenly they're out of there in 3 lives. It's that consistency kind of all coming together at the right moment. They really only needed to learn 1 more thing, and you know, when that light bulb turns on, it's a cool moment. Roke Games here in the upper right. First section for them, shoved a Jank Pickle Yuri Densetsu. Second section, that is. You know, I don't know about what the best game is, if it's you know, modern Beat Saber VR or old school pinball or rock or hoop and stick or Shovda getting this midair. Okay, let's see. Oh, nice try. Good try. Getting that. GG. A respectable clear. Gotta go. Shovda's a gal with places to go, other levels to beat, hacks to moderate for SMW Central. And she's got places to go. So GG. Good clear. Getting out of here on time. Nick Dude, N7 coming in, upper left. Roke Games, Jank Pickle, Yuri Densetsu, hanging out. But I don't know if hoop and stick or rock or caveman throw rock game or Blurns ball or what's the best game. But I do notice that there is an intense and universal human propensity for games. Man, we love games. We just, as a species, all throughout history, you know, and it you know, it goes back. It's like training, you know, hunting skills or whatever. You throw the rock so you can throw the spear. You know, the game trains you to play is training like that. Animals, cats play, and it trains their hunting skills. You know, when my cat pounces on things, he's hunting it. You know, or that one comic where the alien pretends he is a mighty hunter, but it is really just a simulation with blinking lights. But, you know, you notice this everywhere, all the time, anywhere you go in human history. If you're a time traveler, cool, take me with you, and let's go see everywhere that people played games. From cave people to the modern folk here at ROM Hack Races. We love games. We absolutely love games. And you know what? I like that about us. I like that about us as a species. We're always going to invent games. That's something that will persist, you know, even far into the future. There will always be games. Let's hear it, you know? Gamers. Being a gamer is fundamentally human, is what I'm trying to say here. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk tonight. Because when you're a gamer, you're expressing something fundamental about your very humanity. Let me be real. I mean this. Okay, I'm saying it in a funny way. But I mean this. Like, I'm being also very serious. I'm just being funny to get the point across. Or maybe I'm not being funny at all. Maybe it's more just unfunny. Yeah, right? When SMW was new, it would have been the new high-octane fancy thing. Donkey Kong Country still looks good to me. Wow, amazing. 32 megs of graphics. Unbelievable. You know what game still looks rad to me? Always will. Mario 64. Looks great. A little quaint, a little polygonally, but gosh, it's just as beautiful as it ever was. Heck, I'd never seen a 3D game. I'd never even seen a 3D game before. Let's go, Jank Pickle. Oh, Jank Pickle. Ooh, that nice clip in. Now, do we get the, oh, they're good. All right, they try. Ooh, trying to get, oh. Is that gonna, yeah. Takes him back to the mid-air room. Oh, they're going for a, they're going for it? Oh, they might be going for a no peace. Yeah, they're fooling around. All right, that's kind. It's the kind thing to put them back here instead of make them go back and do that all again. You're either kidding or you're not kidding. I think Jank Pickle just trying to get some swag points for us. Are they going for the no P speed? I'd look. Yeah, maybe. Or I can't tell if they're going for the no P speed midair or not. Yeah, it looks like it. That was an attempted no P speed. So for those of you that don't know, I'm assuming most of you are pros, but I try to gear the commentary towards folks that might be a little newer. A midair is a really difficult trick, and that's why it's a joke here. Normally, you know, it would be kind of asking a little much to get players to do a midair, but it's something you can get consistent at. I think Mark Alarm, if I'm not mistaken, has the world record midairs in a row with something absurd like 40 or something. It's really cool to see. But a midair is a very precise trick that involves manipulating the fact that when you... Nice try, Yuri. I saw that. When Mario's holding a shell, you're facing to the left, you hold the shell to the left. You face to the right, you hold the shell to the right. But when you turn, there's a moment where Mario turns and like is facing the camera. And in that moment, you're actually holding the shell in front of yourself. And what you do for a midair is you're manipulating that moment. You're trying to take advantage of that moment where Mario has the shell right in front of himself in order to throw the shell under your own feet and thereby get a jump off of it. And without really getting into like really absurd technical detail, that's essentially what's going on with the midair. It's a very short moment where Mario can throw the shell in the right way, and that's why it's challenging. And normally you'd get it using P-Speed, but in this case, you could do it without P-Speed, and that would also be alright. It's just a lot harder. And there you go, Jank Pickle, well done. There's that P-Speed midair, showing how it works. Good job, Jank Pickle. Also Nick, too, showing us a little bit of swag. I saw that. Ender of Games coming in here on the lower left. Yuri Densetsu, Rope Games, Nick, Dude, and 7. Why do they call it P-Speed? Because in Mario 3 had the P meter, right? And the P meter fills up. I think it's supposed to be power meter. The P is standing for power. But, yeah, it just came to be called P-Speed. Nice try there, Yuri. We got some fights going on here. Well, I mean, not fights, but hard fighting words. Hey, good job, Jank Pickle. Also, I wanted to say, for Errorborn, thanks for that. I never really thought about that before. I wanted to share something for you that might be fascinating. It's called the Royal Game of UR. There's some great YouTube videos about it. It is the oldest game that we know that we have the rules for. It's super fascinating, and like we can still play it and build a set of it today. It's just like a kind of a board game. It's really fascinating, and if you're into that kind of thing and feeling connected to your ancient human gamer roots, check out the Royal Game of Someone on my stream told me about that before, and it was really fascinating to learn about. You can learn and play the game, and it's cool. Real game, your mom. Got him. I think that's how it's spelled. UR. And this isn't a joke. This isn't like an updog thing. I promise. I promise. Yuri Densetsu not gonna updog us. No midair. That's okay though. Because that's the GG for the orb. Hey, where you going? Yeah, the orb's over there. Good job, Yuri. Sub-hour, a very good time. It's pretty fascinating. Yeah, I had a good time learning about it when I got into that rabbit hole myself. It's just neat. I don't know. It's neat to be connected to games. And I think, like, as we're watching here, Max Takeover, Ender of Games, Rogue Games, and Nick Dude, it just makes me think, like, all the players of games. Have you ever heard of Simon McGillicuddy? I didn't think so, but Simon McGillicuddy was the greatest checkers player the world had ever seen back in 1755, and you've never heard of him. Have you ever heard of, like, this Egyptian person who was the greatest player of this game we don't even know about, but they were a champion, right? We know Michael Jordan and Babe Ruth and Rogue Games and Louis Doucet. We know these players. Think of all the others, all the players throughout history, all the great celebrated players of games, the geniuses who saw through the game better than anyone ever could, the forgotten chess players and all the I don't know, there's so much goes on in the game, so much human emotion. Think of all the emotion traded over tables. I had a great uncle who was a naval guy in World War II, and he was recently passed away, but I always thought about the history involved with that when we would sit down to play cards together. I played poker many times when I had the chance. I played poker with him. There's something about that. There's something about just getting to sit down at a table and play a game. So much has taken place over the years over those card tables. Jokes and stories and wins and losses. It contains our whole experience. One game of poker contains the whole of human experience. One game of anything. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too heady here, but it's something I'm passionate about, and I think y'all can hack it. Or you're just sitting there like, I don't know what I'm watching right now. Nick Dude, Rogue Games, Ender Max. That's what we're watching right now. Exactly. Yes, exactly. That sounds really, tactile? I hope I'm saying that right. A vertical hoop they need to get a ball through. Yeah, there were great players. Tactile. Have you ever heard of, I can't even make up an Aztec name. Joe Aztec name, because they were the greatest tactile player ever in the whole, and they did something so amazing. And one time at this game, they threw the ball through the hoop like you've never seen in your whole life. And yeah, and we don't even know. And 100 billion kids, 100,000 kids wanted to grow up to be like them. I want to play just like Babe Ruth. They're my hero, and just like over and over again, that cycle repeats. It's the Finn cycle of gaming. It's just there is a Finn of gaming, and there always, and there always will be, and Finn is always Finn again. Ender of Games, though, ooh, looking to end it with these chucks. Look out. Ender with this drop here. Getting the drop. Can they lock on the disco? Ooh, man, nice try. Yuri Densetsu, though, thank you for the raid. How's it going? We're talking gamers. I'm glad you came in, because this concerns you. Yeah, the Aztecs, they might have been good at that Takio, but they couldn't do a midair anyway. Probably would lose at Tetris. You know what? Anybody in chat could probably beat Albert Einstein at Tetris. Let's just be real clear. Albert Einstein, general relativity, cool, total scrub at Tetris. Couldn't even play. You could beat like Leonardo da Vinci. You could absolutely beat Leonardo da Vinci at Tetris. 100%. Any one of us. So next time you're feeling like maybe you're not as gamerly as you might want, just think about how many famous people throughout history you could just totally mop the floor with, you know? Alexander the Great wouldn't stand a chance against you at Mortal Kombat. I promise. Absolutely. So, you know, we got that going for us. Well, that's it though, and honestly, I don't. It gets obscured by the old school '90s. Oh, video games just put you in a trance and rot your brain and blah blah blah. Like, video games are just a modern extension of this very ancient human thing. We make games, and you know we joke, but I tend to think, and this is just me writing a speculative fan fiction story here, but like I tend to think that there are, you know, if you could go back in time and show someone, hey, this is a video game, this is how it works, like, you know, and they're not just gonna be like, what is this magic? It's evil. Like, they would get it after a while. You know what I mean? Like, we're not so much different than the people of 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 years ago. You know, we just have different languages and knowledge and things. So it's not as though they couldn't understand. We could understand their games, and they could absolutely understand ours. It's just got that modern level of abstraction. How would you? This is a thought experiment. How would you? Let's say you have to go back to medieval times, and you're equipped with somehow a TV that works in like video games, and you have to like show the king how video games work. How would you describe it? You know what I mean? What would you say? You know, and you can be sure they're not going to be like, hey, it's magic, you're an evil wizard. You know, they know you're a time traveler. They're fascinated by that, and they want to learn from you. So what would you even say? Three universal languages: music, love, and pwn and noobs. You know, I think they found that in the old some hieroglyphics actually. You know, it's just like noobs, and like the pharaoh is like standing over them with a controller. Yeah, I would say it's like drawings. I would think it's like a play, right? Yeah. Did Shakespeare say something about this? It's like a play. There is a miniature stage and small puppets that inhabit the stage, and they walk onto the stage like players in a play. You, being the king, have a device which you hold in your hand, and you tell the actors what to do. And then you guide them through an obstacle course and make them win fights. It's a play. Yeah, so Mario 3. Well, you see, sire, the 7 magic wands have been kidnapped by Koopa kids, and this plumber from Brooklyn has to go and fight evil turtles, and... No, I'm not a wizard. Why are you tying me to the stake? What do you mean? No, it's made out of electricity. Electricity! You know what? I want to hear more people trash talking in FPS games with Shakespearean insults. You know, you get blown up by some frag grenade. I bite my thumb at you, knave. That would be funny. Hey man, there's clearly 2 controllers, man. Why don't you just let me play? Methinks thou doth protest too much. That does kind of give me the idea, too. This will just be silly. Okay, let's just take this backwards, because I'm thinking a lot about analog games here. While we're watching Nick Dude, Roke, Ender, and Max Takeover rock this level. Yo, let's go, Ender. Hold up. Ender's been searching for this. Ender's been searching for this win. That drop, though. You got to drop the red shell right at the right moment. Because you want to drop it before you reach the peak of your jump, so that when you drop it, it will go below your feet and not be at your head. Right? You're actually aiming for a block below yourself, so that timing of when you let go is critical. But I thought it would be kind of neat, thinking about analog games lately. What if you could do that? Like, it's okay, basically really awesome Rock'em Sock'em robots that are little puppets that you fight. You know what I mean? Like, why can't we just have like little animatronic, little just like robots, like little robot puppets, you know? And then you just like get one, and then you just have a little controller, and then you can just fight them like for real. Like, that would be super neat. Wouldn't that be a cool toy? I feel like that's gonna be like the hot toy in like 2035 or something, you know? I think that'd be awesome. Why can't we have that? They could be friend robots, I suppose. That's fine. I'm not against it. Couldn't be if I tried. One thing I'm noticing in this second section for Nick Dude and Roke is that it's a tricky thing to scoop that green shell up. So they've got to go, they're surfing on the fishing buoy, and then they've got to go and grab that green shell and bring it with them. They are in that moment spin jumping. And so because of that, when they touch the top of the shell, they're going to destroy it rather than grab it. And so this requires them to hit the shell when the fishing buoy is low in its sine wave cycle. And otherwise, they're going to collide with the side of it and destroy it. Yes, this is one level that all the racers are on. They're all doing the same level. The top two racers you're looking at are on the second section, and the bottom two racers are on the first section. The checkpoint sections look different, so it's easier to tell them apart. Every week we do one level. So come in on Saturday and start a level and try to get to the end. Yeah, if anybody has any questions too, feel free to ask. That is always cool. It's fine to do. And I hope you all are having a nice night. Yo, let's go, Ender. Setting up for another try at that red shell drop. Ooh, good drop though. In that time, they weren't close enough to the wall. What they're doing there is they're using the wall to line the shell up. Normally, if you're in the air and you're moving to the right, or to the left, but let's just say you're moving to the right, you're in the air, and you're holding an object, you drop the object, that object will inherit some of Mario's momentum. So, like, if you're moving right and you drop it, it's going to move right too. And as a result, you can't just drop something forward in front of yourself and then touch it. There's ways, but you have to turn around and you have to slow your momentum down, or you have to do some kind of a trick to get that. So this is taking this out by having them line up against the wall. And if they do that, then they can just drop the shell at the right moment, and it will automatically wind up behind them where they need it to be. It's a way of making those kinds of tricks a little easier and just not as brutal. Nick Dude, oh, nice try. Some very valiant efforts tonight. I appreciate the stick-to-itiveness of these racers. That's a tough level. I underrated this. My bad. My bad on this one. I think I definitely underrated this a little bit. Oh, the second half is Halloween colors because you built in October. There. Yeah. This level focuses in particular on really specific things that are very specifically tricky. Disco shell surfing is tricky. Fishing booth surfing is tricky. And then also lock-in, right? Like I was talking about before, to fall onto the disco shell in such a way that you're just now moving to the right with it and it's just clicking along right behind you. That is just in itself really tough to do. Is my mic misbehaving? I hope not. A while ago, I switched to using a phantom-powered condenser mic. That might be what you're hearing. Okay. Because sometimes it can do that. It can get all weird. I don't know, a while ago I started using a phantom-powered AT2020 instead of the just quarter-inch or XLR headset mic I was using before. I think it gives a little more kick to the dynamics. First name Buddy. Ah, nice try though, lower right. Thanks for hanging. Drop a follow if you want to see more races. Every Saturday night we do these. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard, the start time. And we always have a fresh new level. Every week it's a sight reading competition. Anybody can race too if you want to. That's available. RomHackRaces.com's got you covered for all the info. And while you're there, hey, shop.romhackraces.com for that fantastic looking new t-shirt. We got some excellent ROM Hack Races gear you might want to wear at GDQ if you're headed out. Show your support, and too, Pride shirts. We are donating the proceeds to Trans Lifeline right now. These designs too are awesome. They're very, very cool, and you might recognize the style commissioned by none other than the Borgie Man, who does really, really great art. It's just a great artist of their own. They do their own stuff, and they've lended some of their skills to us at ROM Hack Races for these shirts. Check it out. They are real cool. Celebrate your pride however you feel. We got a block for everybody. Wait, is that real information? You can use the code KaizoBlock for 15% off? I didn't know that. I'd like to point out something here. Wow, that is real information. Wow, use the code KaizoBlock for 15% off. That's amazing. I wanted to point out something about the green beans. We're seeing Ender of Games, first name Buddy here. They have to work with these beans. A lot of players probably have had some amount of experience with the beans, but they can be a real sticky wicket. They are just kind of jank and awkward sometimes. They fling you based on your proximity to the base of the bean. The beans are either going to be attached to a left wall or a right wall. Even though they're sticking out in the air, they still have a fixed position, right? And you can see that, like, in the first jump. They produce a bean that is stuck to the right wall and bends from the left, right? So when you want to navigate beans, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. Being out on the edge of it will give you that big lift. Being towards the middle will give you low lift. But if you're right near the side of it, and I'm looking specifically at the second green bean obstacle they have to do. Once Ender and Buddy get through that disco shell part, they get onto a thing with two green beans that are kind of opposing each other. The way to get through that, I've seen players run. You kind of get to the edge here. Ender of Game's got to run for that. Well, maybe Buddy has got to run for that. Yeah, so now we got these two beans, right? Okay, so yeah, there's a couple of approaches to that. Buddy did a good job there just kind of jumping over. You can kind of just bop yourself over and use the bean to flip yourself over. But one approach that I like in particular for dealing with stuff like that is giving yourself more control. Because, like I said, the beans are kind of janky, and when they bend, you can kind of wobble, you might not be in the right position. It's a weird jump. So what I would recommend for that part, if it were me, would be to get as close to the base as possible. And then try to make the jump from there. Because, yeah, Ender of Games here, demonstrating that. There it was. By standing really close on the base, you're not going to get a weird janky jump. And so at least you're going to be able to control your next movement a little bit better. And I would think that would be a little bit more reliable than walking off the edge like that. But if it works, it works. There's definitely a few ways to go about this. I think the beans are good. You should keep them. Beans are one of those things in SMW that to be experienced at them is to just internalize the ways that they are kind of janky. Same thing for like springs or some other, I'm trying to think of other things in vanilla SMW, but like it's kind of like a drawer in your kitchen that sticks, or watermelon blocks. Good one, yeah. It's like you have a drawer in your kitchen cupboard that sticks a little bit, and when you pull it out, you have to stick, right? You have to give it a little more force, and when you push it in, you have to wiggle it a little bit. But you know, as we all are, we're kind of lazy and don't fix the drawer, right? So the drawer is just stuck in your kitchen, and as time goes on, you just learn to do that. And then it just becomes part of the landscape. You just know, that's the drawer that sticks. And every time you go to get some silverware, you just pull it a little harder. Now it doesn't bother you, right? Now maybe you could fix it, sure, but it's just the drawer that sticks. That's how you should think about jank in vanilla SMW. Like, yeah, it is. And sometimes it can be inconsistent. We can say, my subpixels, and be right, and be justified, and blame the game. But the game just sits there mutely not caring if we blame it, right? So you just have to, things can be just janky, but they're consistently janky. The drawer doesn't randomly stick. It just always sticks the same way, the same time. So, leaning into that and understanding just the ways that things get a little weird, like green beans, is a really, I think it's a strong step forward. Yeah, everything works in the way that they work. It's possible to learn that and their intricacies. It's just that some things don't work smoothly. I think there is. I think there's some charm to jank. I think we're caught up sometimes in a philosophical battle that's not ours, that we didn't choose, and we've been kind of funneled into, which is this kind of like speedrunners hate RNG, which isn't true, and I'm speaking really broadly, but you think of these very classic speedruns, and they want, I don't like RNG. I like everything to be predictable and reasonable, and I like that. That's valid, right? That is valid, but there's another side to that where unpredictability is cool. Speedrunners don't like that because they don't like it to kill their run. Oh no, but that attitude I think proliferated into things that we didn't even think about that. You know what I mean? Like, we're cool with RNG, right? Like, think about that in your own level design. How cool are you with a certain amount of random occurrence taking place? That is what's going on in some of these situations where you have to just deal with the way that it is janky and just accept that there's a certain amount of unpredictability. It can be endearing, and some people like that surprise. I don't know, maybe I'm not making sense on this one. Speedrun, am I? I don't know, wait, I gotta back it up. I gotta make sure I'm making sense on that one. I say, I've read Zen and the Art of... I read that book a long time ago. But yeah, what Persic talks about in Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance is the metaphysics of quality. That's the thing you can Google. Yeah, it very much applies to Kaizo. I mean, it by nature, it applies to everything. I think there's I've said this a lot. There's a difference between so let's just refer to jank as the potential for a situation to create a random or unexpected outcome, or rather the impossibility of predicting a completely consistent outcome from something. If we can't completely predict what it will do, then oh no, it's jank, right? Okay, so let's just let's take that working definition. I had a point with this. No, wait, hold up. I actually had a point with this. I'm sorry. I just completely blacked out. No, I was watching Nick Dude and I was just like, wait, hang on. I was going somewhere. Jank. Produces random outcome. If we think of jank as something that just produces a random outcome, there's a difference between random outcomes that determine whether or not you live or die, succeed or fail. There's a difference between that and random chaos outcomes that simply determine the conditions under which you must function, right? And sometimes I've got it. Sometimes it's just like that George Carlin bit. Sometimes it's like the difference between baseball and football, right? Jank is the weather because you can't control it. It's just going to determine the conditions. Maybe it'll be windy today. Maybe it'll be rainy. Maybe the field will be obscured by a big cloud of snow or locusts or something. Speedrunning is, that classical speedrun mentality is sometimes like baseball. If it's raining, well, we can't go out and play today. Sorry, it's RNG. It's bad rain. Can't do it. Can't play. But football, on the other hand, not to say one's better than the other, but football, on the other hand, they don't care. They'll play in whatever conditions because that's just kind of part of the game. And so what you're doing in the game changes. We've got to adapt our strategy due to this low visibility or something. And in video games, there's this difference between RNG that just kills you versus RNG that's like the weather. Okay, this time I have to contend with these circumstances, and next time it might be different, but I'm ready for that, right? And sometimes you get a good chance to react, sometimes you don't, and we call that unfair, but sometimes it gets lumped all together. Oh, it's jank and so it's all bad. And I think we should dive a little deeper, Does it kill me? Is it literally just like I get to this point in the level and then I flip a coin, and whether I win or lose, oh my gosh, Roke, look at that win. Flipping heads. Oh, that was so good. I think they had the fishing boo on the screen there too. because it was kind of piecing out. That was amazing. Wow, they're just like shoop in there. No jank weather here. Roke Games, well played. Yo, Roke, honestly, drop a follow. If you're going around and following racers, which you should be because they're working real hard to impress everybody, but I want you to pay attention to Roke Games. I think you're really gonna. We've already seen some great stuff from them, and they're a player to watch for. They're very talented. And these are what you call that, the final four. Yo, Fen on the restream doing a great job for everybody. Let's give it up for Fen. F-E-N, Spirit of. Woo! Final Fantasy 4. We got Nick Dude, N7. We got Max Takeover, Ender of Games, first name Buddy. Nick Dude here on the second section. Everybody else on section number 1. Yo, hey, yeah, I'm sorry. You know what, Leapful, I want to apologize to you, mate, because I forgot to mention that. Yeah, yo, if y'all want to play some more stuff, Leapful made our level tonight. Enjoy it and check out the patch on romhackraces.com. But if you want to play something a little easier, check out NH World. You can learn about New Hampshire. You can play some 6 fun exits from Leapful. That's on SMW Central right now. Yeah, we get to learn about New Hampshire. New, not like that old Hampshire. You know what? I don't want to go to Old Hampshire. That sounds like a beer your uncle drinks. You know? Yeah, give me one of them old Hampshires. Like, ew. That's why they left, you know? They had to make New Hampshire. Fun spot as your favorite thing about New Hampshire? That's a good answer. That's a really good answer. I can't think of a better answer. My parents went to Fun Spot. I didn't get to go. They went for a vacation in New Hampshire and they like pinball. And so they went and they're like, I didn't even tell them. They're like, oh yeah, we found this arcade Fun Spot. Have you heard of it? I'm like, yes, I've heard of Fun Spot. It's the biggest arcade ever. It's one of the biggest arcades in the country. They have a ton of arcade machines, old stuff, historical stuff. It's a museum. They have like bowling and junk. It's awesome. And they went and they're like, oh, have you ever heard of Fun Spot? I'm like, yes, I've freaking heard of Fun Spot. And you know, they got me a t-shirt. So like, thanks. I appreciate the shirt. But like, man, I wanted to go. Is it, I hesitated to say, is it the largest arcade in the world? Yeah, there's plenty of good walkthroughs. If you go to YouTube, I've been really enjoying lately because I've been in my head has been in Pinball Zone. Go on YouTube and you check out like walkthroughs of arcades and stuff. It's really cool to see. If the person filming it doesn't have has a steady hand on the camera, but it's cool to it's cool to just like walk through and like see all the machines and stuff they have. They have some really rare stuff. I would recommend, and this is just me, and I know this is kind of a tangent, but if you have the chance to go to a place like Fun Spot, especially Fun Spot, you owe it to yourself to spend some time playing the machines that you are not going to get a chance to see anywhere else. You can play Pac-Man whenever you want to. You can play Galaga or Godzilla Pinball or whatever. They got that all over the place. You owe it to yourself to play some of the rare games, even just to say, like, I have actually touched this machine. It's pretty cool. And, a place like Fun Spot is worth it for that. Yo, GG, thank you for trying for us. First name, buddy. Appreciate that. These are tough levels, and, it's always good to get some rest. Try again sometime. No shade, no worries about that. Good job. GG. always kind of had this idea, you know, in the back of my head, I've always wished to make like a arcade cafe kind of hangout thing. And I always had this cool idea, like, what if you could go to like a cool console museum, you know, and you could like play like, if you want to play like original Atari, they had like all the games, and you could like actually play like cartridges, you know, just like a fun spot, but like with consoles and stuff. I thought that would be kind of cool. Yo, let's go, Nick Dude. Making a run for it in the upper left. Oh, man, that was so good. Ooh, Nick Dude, getting that consistency. Yo, love to see it. Hey, y'all, excuse me for 1 second. I gotta get up, gotta stand up for a brief moment. Do something fun, do something really cool while I'm gone, and then tell me about it while I get back. BRB, 1 sec. All right. I'm back. I made it. How are you all? You know, I wanna hear from chat. What's up? How's your Saturday night going? Thanks for spending a little bit of it with ROM Hack Races. That's us. We couldn't do it without the volunteers. You get to hear my silly voice, but really shout outs to everybody else behind the scenes, because I just sit down and be like, I'm here. What do I talk about, Kaiser? How are you though? What you got going on? Lego meeting, that's cool. I didn't know that existed, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised, because there's Lego's big time enthusiasts. That's really cool. Lego Club sounds rad, yeah. What's the what's something like that you've built that you like proud of? You're playing Berserk on Atari 2600? What's your score? You'll find that game a treat to master. You can get that game to the point where you can just play forever. Berserk is great. Love those little robots. In the arcade, it talks to you. Berserk in the arcade has like voice samples. It's like, get that humanoid. It like laughs at you and it kills you. It's funny. You built Disney Cinderella Castle? That's awesome. That's really, really complicated. So, for what it's worth, comrade, I know this is ROM Hack Races, but for what it's worth, your point of leverage in Berserk is that you can shoot on the diagonals, but the robots can't. That's a massive point of leverage in Berserk. You can take them out on diagonals, but they have no hope. You can leave a room without destroying everything. Like, if you're by the exit, you can just leave, because you'll just get another room. It's not like there's any progression or anything, so if you're in a bad spot, just peace out. Also, the shots of the robots can go through, it's called the necktie trick. They knew it back in the day. If you look at your character in Berserk, there's exactly one scan line of space between your head and your neck. A shot can move through that. It's the width of a shot. And if you position yourself just right, I wouldn't recommend doing it like on high speeds, but you can do that. You can just like stand there and they'll shoot and it'll go through your neck. But yeah, the real point of leverage in Berserk is diagonal shooting, especially on the Atari version. You can shoot on the diagonals, but the robots can't. Also, you can wrap your shots around the screen if you have. I love Berserk on Atari. It's so quaint. It's like a Prairie Home companion of video games. Garrison Keillor comes out and tells you how to shoot robots in a laser maze. It's lovely. I don't know, maybe it's silly to call Berserk quaint and compare it to Prairie Home Companion, but I feel that way. It's like a country breakfast of a game. Oh yeah, the electric walls. That's a fun part about Berserk. That's a thing in the arcade too. That's just how the game is. It's just their little thing that they do. But I was gonna mention in Berserk, if you are in a maze configuration that has like an open space on both sides, like there's a hole on the right and there's a hole on the left, or the top and the bottom. If you stand close enough to the hole on the one side and you shoot into it, it'll wrap your shots around the screen and you can shoot stuff on the other side. It's not as handy as you might think, but it's there. Really, it's the diagonals. If you can just shoot them on the diagonals, just play the whole game to approach them on diagonals and just do that all the time and you will win forever. Shelltech, I think, yeah, Captain Blueprint for sure. I think one of the reasons why Shelltech is exhausting is that you're spending a lot of time holding down the buttons. You really, it can mess up your hands, and you really need a strong grip sometimes for Shelltech, because it seems as though you're not holding down the button because you're throwing the shell, but really, releasing the Y button to throw the shell is a super brief moment. You're holding down the Y, and you're to hold the shell, and then you want to throw it, and you briefly release, and then you put your hand right back down, and you're holding it down again. And so most of the time in a shell level is actually spent with your hand kind of clamped onto the controller. Add to that the fact that a tighter grip for the D-pad will give you better control and make you more dexterous in the air. When I was a kid, I didn't get into Legos as much, but I liked them when they were in school, and there was this one thing, you could build they had like big pieces, just like a bucket full of pieces, and you build like a cool spaceship, and then you try to hide it somewhere in the room, so like when you come back the next day, they wouldn't have taken it apart, and you could still have your ship. I made some cool ships. I was a Mousetrap kid. Love Mousetrap. It's a zany action, crazy contraption. The fun is catching. It's Mousetrap. I have so many Pogs. Now you're speaking my language. I legitimately have a Pog collection. I have a lot of them. I think Pogs are awesome, actually. Weird little pop art. So someone forgot it. All these images and stuff. Some artist drew them. Someone did that, and we'll never know. These weird little cardboard coins with art on them. Oh, Ender, that was so good. I'll tell you what, you know what game I really want to get into? Fireball Island. I saw they did a remake of it. That looks amazingly cool, dude. I want Fireball Island. It's like a board game, but you like move little, there's like marbles and things that can roll down the playfield and like hurt you and stuff. It's like kind of kinetic. There's this other game, someone shared it on my Discord. It's called Hextracted. It's like it's a 3D printing thing. You 3D print out like hexagonal shaped tiles, and then you add them to a grid, and the tiles have tracks in them that marbles roll down, and they're like modular, so you can put make different tracks and stuff, and then you try to place tiles and like get your marble to roll to the end and get your friends to not. Seems kind of fun. I'm into kinetic games. I think they should make a comeback. Nick, though, trying to make that comeback. Yeah, they're getting close. They are getting close here. I knew a friend back in the day that their whole family got really into Beanie Babies. I wonder how they're doing now. They were into it. They were like Beanie Baby family. You know, going around and getting the new ones. Oh, we got this one. We had to drive all the way to so-and-so town to get this one. We got the last one. Maybe they learned their lesson. Maybe they can't afford crypto. They spend it all on Beanie Babies. They were into it, though. They were like... I thought they were, like, cool. Like, it's cute. It's a little turtle. Like, I got a turtle. I had a Beanie Baby. I had a turtle and a fox. I still have one somewhere. I like my fox one. But they were like into it, man. They were like talking. They were like talk all about it. Like, oh, this new one's coming out. It's the new Tutti Frutti Toucan, and it's got blue feet instead of yellow feet, and that means it's rare, and we have to get it. Like, oh my god, that's ridiculous. Like even back in the day, I'm a kid, I'm just like, are you sure that this is gonna pay for college? They were into it, man. They were into the beans. Into the Bean Babies. You know, Bean Babies is a really different thing. You know, really different. Yo, GG, Max, Takeover. Hey, if that's a little rough, no worries. Always, maybe they're having trouble, I don't know. We got Ender of Games. We got Nick Dude here. Being strong. But you know, it's cool. Sometimes a level is tough, and it's a gamer move to take a break, rest, try it again later. You know, anyone that has to pause or DNF on a level, I mean this. I believe that they have the strength to do it. You can do it. It just takes a little bit of time. That's okay. This is like, lest we forget, this is Kaizo Mario here. This is the hardest of the hard Super Mario World. We normalize it. We treat it like, oh yeah, double midair into a shell jump on a flying disco, no problem. Do you know how hard that actually is? Ridiculous. We schedule 2 hours for these races. So we start at 8, we go to 10. Although racers are welcome to keep playing. Sometimes we have easier levels and everybody gets through quicker. Sometimes we have harder levels and people take a little more time. We try to spread it out a little bit to have a variety. Because if we only had one type of level, easy or hard, you know, then the other type of player wouldn't have as much fun. So you get a little bit of everything. And speaking of which, we will have a race next week. So come and drop a follow. That's the 27th. We will have the race, but GDQ is coming up pretty soon. Games done quick. Games done Nick, dude, and 7. And so we are going to be taking a hiatus the week after next. So that's the week of June 3rd. GDQ will be going on. People will be there hanging out. Go to the GDQ panel if you're there. rock your GDQ shirt, celebrate Watch the Runs, freaking Baron of Shell from Pooh, Sure Shot from Sojo, and a Mario Maker race, plus Monkey Ball Kaizo, and some other stuff I even forgot to mention. So definitely tune in for GDQ, but we will be on hiatus that week. It gives us time to get some stuff behind the scenes, you know, sweep up the dust around here and get ready for more ROM Hack Race action. But yeah, we got Fire, but that's a week away, and next week we got Fire 150 to bring the heat. And then of course we'll be resuming after GDQ. But we always kind of do that during GDQ. You know, folks are busy enjoying the marathon, and you know, a lot of people are watching that anyway, so it's nice to just go and support that. Yeah, seek the discrepancy. I haven't played that yet. I haven't played that one yet. I should though. You know, I have a backup level as well. It's a little, I would say it's a little mini hack at this point, but for what it's worth, I've got a GC7 ROM Hack Race thing like just sitting on my desktop ready to go, ready to be tested anyway. You know what you should do, B2? You should just take like a little portable camping TV. I've always wanted to do that. Just like set up at your campsite with like a little like 2-inch little CRT thing, and you know, just like, no, it's not even a dragon. Fen, you could know about it if you go on the thread on the mod channel on the ROM Hack Race server. Oh yeah, yeah, you do. I don't know if I could do a dragon for a race. I don't know if I would. I think the point of dragons is to be a dragon. You can't put a dragon in a zoo. But I did think it would be funny sometime to make the nerf for salmon and go through the search for salmon and just nerf it all to heck and back. Just make it like super easy. I just thought that would be funny. I think if I made a little easy dragon, it would be a little salamander. Or a red eft, because I really like red efts. They're just really nice. Look them up, they're really nice. They're just really nice little buddies. They hang out with mushrooms, and they're really nice, and I like them a lot. Go ahead, look them up. I'll wait. Look how nice they are. Oh man, Nick dude. Rooting for you. Come on, chat. Let's put our energy together. Cheer on Nick dude here. They're so close. They got it. Give me your energy. A lot of Ramis. I like that Bard emote too. That's good. It's good stuff. Yo, I appreciate it. I'm not sure if this is their first race from Nick Dude, but I really like to see it. And you like to see this determination. I mean that. First race. Well, they're showing up in style. I hope you're all having a nice Saturday. Go play more pinball. I don't have anything else for you. Just go play more pinball this weekend. If you can, I highly recommend it. It's really fun. It's calming. It's very, very meditative. Go and give it a try. If you need a quarter, let me know. I'll help you out. Yo, Nick's on a really good run right now. Ah, buddy. You got this. I believe. I've never actually gotten that to work. I know that is a thing that can be done, but I've never gotten it to work. By the time I learned about that trick, the machines already had a fix for that. Although I will tell you something that I like to drop on folks, and if you've watched my stream, you might have heard it. But I'll give you this one for free, because I think more people should know about this. The quarter on a string trick to get free games won't work on a modern machine. No, it won't. But I'll tell you what will. If you ever find one of those global VR multicades, I'm gonna search a picture of it for you. They're everywhere. You see them a lot. If you ever find one of these, it's got like the orange on the side. Here, yes. One of these things. I'll put it in chat. If you ever happen across one of these, you'll know that it plays a bunch of games and it's blah blah blah. It's just standard multicade. But here's what to do. All you gotta do is go and find where it's plugged in, and then unplug it from the wall, covertly, and then plug it back in, and it will reset on free play. So even if it was set to be taking money, not now. Now it's on free play. Oh man, I was about to say, who's gonna get a free win here? Nick, dude, that was right there. Yo, let's go. Oh, ender of games. That was so close. I think we can get it. I think the energy is working. I think Nick Dude's gonna get it. Ender 2. But yeah, just unplug that multicade and plug it back in, and it'll reboot, and then it'll be free all day. And then you can play for free. Thought you might like to know. Oh man, that was some really good fishing boo control. Was it? Do you think fencing started the text on foreground meta? I gotta feel like that's something from Jump. I don't know. I think we could do even better though. Why don't we do this text in like stylized billboards and stuff? Like why don't we graphically work it into the environment instead of just having like white text, that just floats there. Like it serves its job. It does okay. But I don't know. If it were me from a design standpoint, why don't we work it into like it looks like it's like a neon sign in the background or something, Or like it's on a big wooden post that's like sticking up out of the ground. We need some custom graphics for that, but Hey, did y'all see someone made a Madeline player sprite for SMW? So it's really good looking. Oh my gosh, Comic Sans in Mario. Oh my. Comic Undertale. Hey, it's all good, Max. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. You didn't give up, you just are waiting. Just resting. It is all good. No apologies necessary at all. You do fine. That's how it goes sometimes. It's okay. It is okay. One thing that can be different and difficult about motor skills is that isn't as obvious is that you need to maintain the run. And so you're either holding down Y or X. And there's a couple of ways you could do it. Like you could claw grip X and press B and A to switch your jumps, or you could switch YB for the run and then XA for the run. But both of those scenarios can either, like, you're either having a tough time working with the jump, or you lose a little bit of your momentum when you make that switch. That's wild, B2. Why would that work? Why would that work? It's because the salt is tricking the sensor somehow? That would be my thought. That, like, somehow the machine thinks it is giving change. It's somehow tricked. Interesting. I remember one time... Oh, that reminds me of a GDQ story. One time, years ago, we were at a GDQ, and it was ridiculous. She had a $5 bill, and it was just this particular $5 bill. We tried it with other bills, and it did not work. It was just this one in particular. But you'd put it into the soda machine, and you'd make your selection, and then a soda would pop out, and then it would return the $5 bill to you. So you could just do it again, and get another one. And so we would just kind of like pass around, like, hey, I need the $5 bill. And we would just pass around this one $5 bill, and it just kept working. I don't know why. I have absolutely no idea why. It didn't work with other $5 bills. It didn't work with $1 bills. There wasn't anything weird about it. It was just a $5 bill. And yet it was magic. Ghost of Abraham Lincoln, and he really wanted a Mountain Dew. Fourscore and 20 years ago, let's get extreme! I don't know why that's my Abe Lincoln voice. Fourscore and 20 years ago. It's not how Abe Lincoln would talk. Hey, we laugh now, but the Emancipation Proclamation brought to you by Red Bull might be standard curriculum for kids going forward. We laugh now like it's a funny joke. Let's go, Ender! Oh man, let's go, Ender of Games. You got this, you got this, you got this. Yeah! Yes, dude, that was awesome. Let's go. Yo, that was amazing. Ender of Games, getting some wings. That was such a good read. Good job making it through, getting to the checkpoint. Let's go. Yo, I love to see it. Love to see it. That's worth celebrating, yeah? That's awesome. All right, Nick, dude, your turn. Ah. Really hoping for a clear here. I know Nick Dude is so close. They are just about a little slip away. It can be tricky to just suddenly up and start doing motor skills. If you weren't prepared for motor skills, that could definitely throw you for a loop. Well, yo, I just want to remind everybody again, thanks for watching ROM Hack Races. That's not much of a reminder, but if you'd like to learn a little bit more about what we're doing, check out romhackraces.com. You could practice some of the levels, play this one for yourself, just get information about how to race if you want to come out and try to race with us, or just jump on the Discord server and hang out with some friends or get some resources for your next ROM Hack racing project. Mowage. Well, yo, we scheduled 2 hours for these broadcasts. I'm thinking pretty close. Nick Dude here, trying to go for the win, and Ender of Games. We're gonna take it to a 5-minute OT, and I'm also gonna thank the scouts for hanging out for an extra little bit. We're gonna take it for some OT here. If not, racers can keep playing, but our broadcast, we got stuff to do. We got lives and whatnot. But everybody that does ROM Hack Races is just volunteering their time, and I want to say again that's so cool. Thank you all for that. Thank you, Fen, on the restream tonight. Captain Blueprint, Kelgan, and Doc. Who else is scouting? So, shout out to scouts. And I don't have my list up. Thank you so much to the scouts, though, for hanging out. Star-Lord, Captain Blueprint, thank you very much. Fen, Underway, Mithrillionaire, RB Pimlico, Software X, and Walking Eye. What's up, Dot? Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I forgot. My bad. Thank you so much for scouting. And Fen on the restream tonight. Kelgan helping us out with the tech. Dr. No being awesome. D to the 4th helping us out. So we've got a good crew. Nick, dude, another good run. Oh. Yes, B2, that is correct. We're taking a hiatus on the 3rd. We are having a race next week from Fire, and then the 3rd will be an off week for us. But we'll be back after GDQ. Also, Mac, glad you leveled up your disco skills. That is valuable. Very valuable. And if y'all want some Kaizo homework this week, work on your disco and your fishing boo. You know, just surf on fishing boo, surf on that disco shell. Even just build yourself, go into Lunar Magic and build yourself a vanilla situation, you know, just a gym, a practice area. Or if you get really brave, just go for the clear on Glitchcade, a 4-minute disco survival room from Sheffy 2. Which I can't help call my home arcade Glitchcade now. It's fitting. But we're coming down to the wire here for our 5-minute overtime. So I just want to say again, thank you all for coming out. I already said thanks to the volunteers. Thank you, chat. I love that people show up every week. I appreciate that you bring the hype and you're cheering on everybody. Even not like the racers that are in first. You know, we know that it's more than that. It's more than just a competition. So I really hope that you all had a good time here today. We will do another race on Saturday, like I said. So come back and see us again if you have fun. Go and follow the racers for more fun Kaizo. There's tons of people playing on Twitch right now. You're one click away from a really cool stream where you're going to see some great skills. Thanks from all of us here at ROM Hack Races. We really appreciate it. What else we got? I don't know. You're just great, and I appreciate you spending the time. For my friends in my community, I might stream tomorrow. I don't know. I might stream pinball tomorrow. I'll be around. Y'all are great. I just like having a little weekend off where I'm like not doing something stream or work related. So y'all go play some Kaizo, go play pinball, and we're gonna get a raid started here for Nick Dude to say welcome and good job. They've got this soon, so why don't we go cheer them on their channel? So drop a follow, go and do all that, and just thanks for hanging out, everybody. It's an honor to do these. I have so much fun with this. I hope you did too. You matter. Your thoughts matter. Your heart matters. Your feelings matter. You matter to other people in your lives. You matter to me as human beings. You matter to the internet's #1 long word for it, and the people that matter to you in your lives would love to hear from you about that. We know Black Lives Matter, LGBTQIA+ lives matter, Indigenous lives matter, disabled lives matter. You too. I'll catch you all very, very soon around here. Thanks for watching. See us next week. Jump on the Discord and say hey. Keep practicing, everybody. You're all doing great. I'll see you. Peace.